one thing is plugging this godforsaken controller in, so let's see if we can get that done, and then we're in. We're in to win. What a week. My God. But I am back, able to take my lunch breaks properly. The amount of additional work done in the last 2 weeks has been obscene. It needs to come to an end. It was justified, though. Yes, we got a lot of characters now. Why are there 2 players? Oh. Check. Also, I should check to see I'm even having a goddamn microphone. Check, bitch. Check. Yep, there. Alright. Moving right back along, actually playing this fucking game. There it is. Oh man, I just go from pain to more pain. That's how I like it, I guess. Pain at work to pain in the game. Which will be worse? I'm guaranteeing you right now, no matter how many times I die or get impaled in this game, work was worse. So... oh, that's a bunch of money. Work also had a bunch of money, so... can't complain too much. Oh, that was a misguided attempt right there to jump. And fully realized. Yeah, that was lame. We gotta do better than that. All right. It's too bad I had quite a bit of money on that one. This one's pretty cash poor, I must say.
You bitch!
Oh!
Half a year, bitch.
Half a year, goddamn. Thanks for that. That is a long time. It blows my mind that I ever did live anything for that long, so that's pretty cool. The entrance is on both sides of this one, so I'm gonna assume that this is the correct side and take that drop. Anyway, Miscellaneums, that's a fucking lot of fucking dedication right there to the cause. So, you are much appreciated. Your contributions have funded, at the very least, a couple of games for us to play. So, fucking hat is already off to your bitch ass. I appreciate it. God damn. Alright, we're here. We're here in fucking Babylon. We gotta get that shotgun from that smarmy bitch. This place is so busy. Oh, ow, that hurts. That stun is brutal. More than the damage. I knew that guy was gonna be alive. Alright, this should be pretty simple. Famous last words. That's one. It has been a fucking, it has been a ride, hasn't it? At least I'm fucking able to play again. I swear to God, this has been the worst fucking, couple of weeks of my career, as far as being, not a Twitch career, in my actual career. As far as being absolutely messed up and requiring way more time than is reasonable. But it appears to be over. We won't know until the end of the day today for sure whether it's over, but it appears to be over. So that's fucking good. Alright, now we just steal the shotgun, and then we fucking, growl that bitch out at the end, and we're done. Chalk up a fucking W here. That's what we need. Okay, that's treacherous. All of this is treacherous. And we need to get the shotgun from the guy, so we don't even know where he is. That's a lot of electricity. There's an arrow trap down there, too. The right move is this. Oh my god, I did not know that happened. The electricity just keeps going. That was almost the enemy. Where's the pleasure palace? I don't see it. There it is. Here's our guy that we need to get the shotgun from. Ow, I'm dead. No, I'm not dead. I couldn't get it this time. It was a fucked situation. That's too bad. Training? I don't know exactly what you're asking. Are you talking about at work? I'm always training people at work, but no, I'm not doing that. If I'm teaching, you can't reasonably tell someone who's teaching that they need to do overtime or work during the weekend or anything like that. And the truth is, nobody asked me to do that either. I'm the one that decided it needed to be done. I'm in a different kind of position than a lot of people are as far as, like, people telling you how much you have to work. I'm kind of in charge of myself, so it was needed, though. I needed to work an extreme amount. There was a lot of money involved. I care about large quantities of money. I don't just let them go. Oh, God. In both my personal life and for any company I'm ever going to work for, if there's a bunch of money involved, I'm probably going to take it seriously. And contracts, legal crap. But yes, now the drinking can once again be unleashed. Well, which side is this supposed to be? There we go. We got it. Okay, well, that was dumb, but here I am with no money and a bunch of shit. If there was easy, if it was easy to kill this guy, I could get the shotgun from him, but then I'd have to put up with 3 more of them on the way down. I'm a bit of a puss when it comes to killing shopkeepers. You know what? That's a good question. So I didn't. That's the answer. The short answer is I did not transition from having a music degree to doing computer science work. I went immediately into industry, not into computer science work. So the second I graduated, I ended up applying to a company called Thermodyne, which is also known as Victor Welding and Tweco Welding. And they have a giant manufactory in Denton, Texas. And I can talk about this now because it's been years. I can't give you any details about their finance or anything because I did sign an NDA when I left that company saying I couldn't talk about how they operated. But they make welding equipment at a pretty high quality level in the United States. It's one of the only United States manufacturers in Denton. Well, I guess it'd be the only Denton manufacturer. But the point is that they make their own products. They got their own lathes, their own drill presses, everything in there. They're making tips and they're making gas welding apparatuses and all kinds of stuff in there. I got in there just because I had a degree at all. They didn't care whether or not it was a music degree or whatever. They wanted me planning what shipments were being sent of parts to what places based on the needs of different assemblies and stuff. And I figured out how to get their computers to do that for them. And then I got married and decided I wanted to go on an adventure instead of having a career in manufacturing. The main reason for this being that it stinks in a factory. It's full of cutting fluid and chemicals, and even though they adequately ventilate or whatever, it still smells bad. And I didn't want to spend my whole fucking life in a stinky ass factory, uh, especially given that I wasn't being paid a very high wage. The people who were actually operating the machines and doing the work in that factory were paid more, uh, probably because they're always in contact with all of that air and stuff. It's a factory, but they're paid more, and I still had to go in there all the time, and I really, yeah, I didn't like it. But then I got the idea to work in Japan, right? So I mean, I was working and living in Japan for like 10 fucking years, and that had nothing to do with music either. And in Japan, the requirements for teaching at a public school, not a private school, a public school, is that you have a 4-year degree or better. And there's no mention of needing an education degree or needing an English degree or needing anything other than a 4-year education. And that's across the whole country as a standard. The federal government there has declared that. So obviously I was able to easily qualify for one of those jobs. And that's why I was able to work for 10 years in Japan doing teaching. So given the fact that my career experience then to that point was 2 years of manufacturing and 10 years of teaching, when I came back home, the stuff on my resume was not related to music, and my degree at that point was ancient history. Nobody cares. Especially nobody cares at the point where, like, you're looking for a new job and it's been years later. It might help if you had career experience for 15 years in music to get you a music job with that degree or something, but in reality, as time goes by, what you've been doing recently is far more important to employers than your education, although your education is important to a lot of them. Not all of them, though. And in the end, I've never needed that music for it. Oh, fuck Christ. Bad luck there. I should have jumped backwards. So, anyway, the real question should be, how did you transition from teaching into computer science work? And the answer is connections in this case. So obviously having the skill is the most important part. Knowing a bunch of programming languages and having the skill is paramount. But once you have it, if you're good at what you're doing, getting the job is about finding a connection into a place that needs that kind of thing. So in my case, what I did was I started looking around for movie jobs. I wanted to produce TV and stuff, and there were people who literally were asking me if I can give them a blowjob for their job and stuff, and it was gross, and it was a bad experience. A lot of other people asked me to work for free. It's in Los Angeles. Obviously, the whole put it in your mouth LA thing did not work out because it didn't work out. So a lot of bad things happened in oh, I just missed the corner there. A lot of bad things happened in Los Angeles, and I wasn't desperate because I had a bunch of money saved so that I could look for jobs, but after about a year, I started running out of that money, and I needed to fucking find something. So who did I turn to? Japan. I turned back to Japan, and I went to a temporary agency that was owned and run by Japanese people to find Japanese people work in America. And I applied through them for temporary work, and they interviewed me over Skype, and I was able to do that interview in both languages, and was able to demonstrate my ability to do the programming that they needed. And they ended up having me do a temporary assignment for an aircraft parts supplier called Mikuni, and I did that assignment. I finished it far quicker than they expected it to be done, and Mikuni was thinking about hiring me full-time, but another position came up, the position that I currently have, actually, and that position was a chance to escape Los Angeles. And the recruiter from that Japanese company and I, we were pretty, we got along very well. And I told her about my ambitions to have a family and how I didn't like Los Angeles and why I didn't like Los Angeles. And I was really honest with them because, like, I felt like, well, they're Japanese, and I felt like they understood too, like, the situation in Los Angeles. And so when she found a way to get me out, I was like, hell yes, we need to get out of here. And I applied for that job. I was easily accepted because I knew what to do. Again, that's really what it comes down to, just like Bite Binge said. You need to be able to perform the job at 100% right when you hit the floor. And if you can tell someone and convince them that that's going to be the case, and then actually deliver on that, you're going to pass any interview that you ever do. So that's what happened with that. And then it was a contracted position through this Japanese temp agency, but I did a good enough job at that job that I was hired permanently for it. So now I don't work for that temp agency anymore. But I do still send a little gift out to my recruiter every once in a while for saving my life, because honestly, LA sucked balls, and she was instrumental in transforming my life from being poor as fuck. Literally, I had negative $5,000 when I moved to Georgia, net worth, literally, to having insane amounts of net worth. So she's very, I'm in debt to her, for real, for giving me the opportunity. And you're probably going to be in debt to some motherfucker too, if you go through your life and keep looking for better stuff for yourself. Someone's going to wind up hooking you up. That's part of the process, actually. I wish it wasn't, but it is. It's not fair. There's nothing fair about the way that people get hired and fired. It's all based on their freedom of choice. You can't take a test or anything to get into. It's not like in school. You literally could be giving someone a blowjob and get hired for it. It's unfortunate, but it's true. That's what the Me Too movement's all about, actually, because it's such a fucking prevalent thing in Los Angeles to have that happen, that happened. And like, a lot of people think Me Too is lame, but I don't, because that happened to me too. Ironic. I just said Me Too, and I guess I'm part of it, but whatever. Point is, I didn't do it. It didn't actually happen. I fucking gave that motherfucker the deuce immediately. So it was not the same as someone who went ahead and did, as requested, lick that nut and did end up receiving that position. That is not what happened to me. But I certainly was in a position to do that, and that's messed up. That's messed up right there. That should not happen. Oh, I'm gonna die here. I don't see this working out for me here. Well, maybe. It's fucking darkness. It's a problem. Okay. There's a dog. I will take a dog. We got an elevator. Is that a permanent? It is. That's a permanent. Oh, fuck. God, those things fuck me up. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not gonna fucking blame the dude for trying to do that, but like, I mean, I am gonna blame him, but I don't care. The point is that I don't care, but that is the culture in that city. That's the problem. I've heard of people having to do that to get jobs as like bartenders and like for other non-entertainment related work as well, because there are so many people in that particular city that are competing for jobs that honestly you're not going to get a job as a bartender unless you know someone either. It's a very closed society there. I really don't like it. Everybody warned me, but they didn't warn me. They didn't warn me correctly. Like Chad. Chad was like, LA sucks, LA sucks. Oh, it's filthy, it's all this shit. And he was right. He was right about everything he said. But he didn't say They only make you want to work. They only try to make you work for free. Every interview involves you working for free for someone, and then they try to take advantage of you. That he didn't say. And if he would have said that, I would have reconsidered possibly how I approached that whole attempt to make entertainment be my career. But you make way more money and way less risk doing computer programming. So, again, to summarize that shit, to get a career in computer programming, and I don't only do computer programming anymore, I do a lot of stuff. This whole week, I've been doing contract interpretation and cost avoidance, which, in my opinion, is far more thrilling than programming. But I used programming to achieve those results. The problem with that kind of work is that a lot of it's time sensitive, which is unfortunate. So you wind up getting a bill. You have to pay the bill or dispute the bill in a certain amount of time. I lost. I was hanging on the edge. I just got into the mothership, but I was hanging on the damn edge. Yeah, you're right there. And Torrance is where I ended up getting my offer, and getting out of Los Angeles. And the first job I got in Los Angeles doing software was from Torrance. So Torrance is way outside of LA, and it's a primarily Asian community due to the previous presence of the Toyota manufactory there. But there's other, like that, you can't take the Asian culture out of Torrance just because Toyota's gone. It's still there, and it's pretty cool. It's a different place with a different attitude. And if you get hired in Torrance, which is again not LA, but close, you're not gonna have to give a BJ for that because, well, I mean you might, but it's very much less likely. This is just not LA. So I get what you're saying, man. That makes a lot of sense. All right, gotta go here. There it is. Wow, that's bad. That's bad. That's worse. All right. Oh, I don't like the valley. I lived in the valley. The valley's garbage. I just remember waking up and my wife being so upset because there were bed bugs in our house and it was just such a shitty place to live. We realized that valley girls don't have jobs. They just don't have jobs. Like they have money somehow, but they don't have jobs. It's weird. There's a lot of old wealth in Los Angeles. God damn it. I'm still alive after all that shit. I don't even know if it's worth going on. But... fuck that. Alright, I need to fucking get it together here. I need to fucking get it together. God damn. What's the brood? What the fuck is that? Yeah, fuck bedbugs. Fuck Ralph. Fuck the cost of food there. Fuck the traffic. Fuck the smell. Fuck fuck the lack of bars that have beers for anything less than like $10 a beer. Fuck like fuck how pretentious all of the fucking hangout spots are. I love fucking comedy clubs. They're not pretentious at all. They're fucking awesome. The one thing I used to do is go to Burbank and fucking go to the stand-up club all the time. And that was fun. Those people know what's up. The stand-up club was a blowjob-free zone, except for when fucking patrons there blew the stand-up comedians, which I'm all for. The best comedy club there, by the way, is called Flappers, and it's in Burbank. If you go down Van Nuys, all the way down Van Nuys, until you get to that fucking mall that I bought GTA 5 at. That's how long ago this was. GTA 5 released at that point. If you go down fucking Van Nuys all the way to that mall, you'll go up this hill, and there'll be the mall there. There's a comedy club called Flappers there, and that was my favorite comedy club. They booked really good acts, and then all of the starters too were actually hilarious as well. They teach comedy classes and shit there, although I don't need a class at this point. I've been doing this shit for a while, but they're good. It's a really good club. The prices are reasonable there, which is unbelievable. I believe you can get a beer for $5 or less at Flappers, and you often don't have to pay for admission, depending on what the show is. Yeah, people in show business approach me. Ilya Salkind and I are good friends. He's the producer of the Superman movies, the original ones with Reeves. Like that happened. The problem is that Ilya Salkind is no longer producing videos or movies. He's not currently having any projects. So when he approached me, he wanted me to help fix his computer, and I did. And we became good friends, but he never had a hookup for me. We actually ended up trying to pitch a few ideas to places that were my ideas, and one of them involved Sam, and the whole thing was going, actually. We were on the way to getting the show Paparazzi Hunters, which was a show where Sam and I would run around in a car that had a personality, that was a talking car, and we'd run around Los Angeles looking for the paparazzi, and we would harass the paparazzi in real time where they were. So like at these red carpet places where they were shooting their cameras, or when they were chasing around these celebrities, we'd be right behind them, chasing them, and fucking with them. And that was our idea. It was like another scripted event, half reality TV, half non-reality TV idea that I had. And I had all that treatment done and everything, and we were moving with it. We were pushing it to places, and hence the blowjob experience and some of the other things that happened. But the problem was with this idea and everything is that Sam ultimately wasn't on board, as you all know. So that, according to Sam, that was one of the things that actually like scared him off or whatever. That he didn't feel like that was I don't know what he did. I don't know. I can't explain it, but he felt like eventually when that show happened that he was going to wind up getting ripped off, but it never did happen, and nobody ever was given an offer to do anything. So of course, like, you can't say stuff like that before anything's even proposed, but he wouldn't have gotten ripped off. I guarantee you that. But regardless, we tried to do that. It was a big thing, and it wound up not working out, obviously. But at least I can say I tried to make it in Los Angeles. And it was close. It was close with the paparazzi hunter thing. But once you've got a treatment and idea, and you've made your introductions to these people, and the Weinstein Group was one of the people I went to. I actually have a rejection letter from them. Once you start doing that, and then your idea winds up falling through because your cast or your ability to produce it just is not possible anymore, if there's some sort of instability in the group of people, your team that are producing, no one wants to invest in that's how people in LA think of things. You're investing in a new show. No one wants to invest in a new show with an unstable team, which is ultimately what we really had. Ilya was not the most stable individual in the world, and Sam was definitely the problem, actually. So, because he freaked and left, we were left holding our dicks in our hands with that one, and we ended up not doing it. So, that's the story about that. It was a great idea for a show, and I registered it with the Screen Actors Guild and all this shit. So if anyone ever tries to steal that idea, they're gonna wind up having to pay me for it because it's all registered and everything. There was a lot of work done to protect that idea because of that shit. All right, go to Calc 2, dude. Fucking learn how circle area works and shit when you slice it in different ways. It's important to know how those angles affect those areas. Get some cosines, some logs and shit. I got a log. I got a log right here. You don't want to see it, I'm telling you. Log 69. Bitch. Oh, that's the end of that. Ah, The Room. I feel like I have seen The Room, but maybe not. Now that you, like, with Slash there, I've not seen it. I feel like I've seen a movie called The Room, but I don't know. Yeah, dude, I mean, you should be. Honestly, the truth is, Tim, you should fucking work toward moving to a place with a better cost of living. The only reason you should be in Los Angeles is if your opportunity doesn't exist somewhere else, in my opinion. Or if you have a girlfriend that needs to live there for some reason as a job because girls are more important, or if your kid is in like high school and you don't want to fucking disrupt his or her social life. There are only a few good reasons to stay in Los Angeles, honestly, or in that area, because again, the cost of living is stupid. It's really stupid. Old money is still paying for everything there. So, I would move to Georgia, or Tennessee, or Montana, or Texas. Any of these places have like a third of the cost of living. In all cases, food, clothing, the fucking living rent, or the cost of your home and your mortgage payment, the fucking cost of food, all of it is reduced dramatically, and the cost of the pay that you receive at your job is the same unless you're working at McDonald's, in which case the minimum wage probably won't be the same. But if you're doing anything that's not minimum wage work, you're going to wind up getting paid a shit ton more effectively because it'll be the same amount if you go to one of these other places. And then you get to net more of your income into your savings, which is what you need to do. Now, fuck, your first investment should always be a home, though. Even before stocks. You should always eliminate rent from your equation. Rent sucks balls. It really does. That was the wrong way to get some money. I did not like the position of that. That is one of those arrow traps right there. I'm gonna spring it. It didn't shoot. Oh, it's not an arrow trap. It's one of those fucking balls. It sounds like a pinball machine when those fucking rotodisc things hit things. The Room is a movie. I remember. It's so bad it's good. But I remember watching The Room for some reason, and I'm gonna look at this shit here. The Room. Oh God, wait. No, it's not that movie. There are other movies about rooms. Like there's a movie about a girl who was trapped in a room like for 7 years of her life or something, or more than that, because some abusive kidnapper had her mom captured in this room and fucking they grew up in it. I remember that one. This one, 2003. Chinese bank executive townhouse, define. God damn it. One day, she seduces the best friend. Nothing will be the same. Okay, so I have not watched that. That's interesting. It's a movie about cheating, which, again, I don't care about. So, you want to cheat? Go for it. I don't find cheating to be very interesting. A lot of people do. If I wanted to cheat, I would just get a divorce. I don't understand what that's all about. Maybe I'm just fucking retarded, but like, that's what I would do. If I wanted to cheat, I would just end it. Like, why would you fucking lie about it and keep your shitty marriage going if it was a shitty marriage? Why would you not just pull the plug on that bitch? I guess if it cost you a bunch of money, but it wouldn't cost me a bunch of money. It would cost some people a bunch of money to I guess, get a divorce. But I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I would just fucking end it if that was the case. Anyway, the other room, I guess it's called Room and not The Room, the one I'm thinking about. It's a movie about someone who fucking gets locked into a fucking room by an abusive person and then has a kid in there. That's fucked up. But that shit happens, which is even more fucked up. The fact that that's a real thing that fucking happens, that's jacked. I do not understand what could possess a person to do that to someone else. But that's just me. Oh no! God.
You bitch!
I don't believe in hell. I don't believe that hell exists. I don't believe that I would be able to ally myself with a god that created something as abominated or abysmal and stupid as hell. Or I couldn't ally myself with a god that made an exclusive kingdom for people. Oh my god! For people that believed in him or her or whatever. Like, the concept of hell is so flawed that I refuse to believe in it. I can't. It's so illogical and so wrong that, god damn, that I just have to reject it completely. It's one of the main reasons that I actually am not religious, because I cannot wrap my head around the concept of hell. Because the way that religion, all religion, for the most part anyway, I mean, I guess the Baha'i people don't believe that, but most religion, when they outline how hell works, it's not just about your actions here on earth that get you hell. It's about your allegiance to that religion. And I don't even believe that if your actions on earth are evil, that you are placed in hell. That doesn't make sense. Like, why would your actions here determine some eternal location for whatever resembled you after your body was gone? It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would evil be a thing at all if that was the case? It would already be well fucking locked up in hell, and it doesn't make sense. But, like, the other thing is that everybody does bad shit. Everybody. Like, and everybody does good shit. I'm sure that Hitler even did one or two good things, even though he's a piece of shit. Like, the point is that your overall contribution to the evil and good in this world, it's not like a true or false checkbox. You don't get to assign a bit value to that. It's a complicated equation, and I don't think there needs to be any judgment on that. Oh god, I had caught it again. I tried to push up and move and jump, but I don't know, that's hard. I want to go to the mothership and get the motherfucking guy. Alright, I've got 10 minutes. This has got to be my last run. But yeah, the concept of hell is just so flawed me that not. Even if you're a fucker that captures someone and puts them in a room like that, I don't think there's unfortunately a place in hell for that. I think that the relationship to what happens after we're dead, oh my god, and us while we're alive is not dependent on your behavior. At least not as far as how you interact with it. It does depend on your behavior. Like, it is still worthwhile to be good to people. But the reason it's worthwhile is because it directly affects whatever existence you have afterwards. It doesn't, like, it overall impacts everybody's existence after you're dead, if you were good or bad, if that makes sense, I think. So, god damn! So, for example, like, if you did a whole bunch of good shit and a whole bunch of people felt joyous emotions because of what you did, the existence that exists for whatever is existing when you're dead, that existence also is improved by all of that somehow, I think. And it's improved for everyone. And the same goes for when you're fucking bad to people, that existence is reduced. It's not as good. I don't think everything's just like all great and people getting blowjobs all the time when you're dead either. I think more stuff happens when you're dead. It's not just gonna be like, oh, it's over here, just lay down and just get a beach for the rest of your life, or fucking see all your friends. That's not how it's gonna work. It's gonna be a different kind of existence, an existence we don't understand, and we're gonna have to deal with it. And it's related to this existence, and we don't know how it is. And we will know how when we're fucking dead, and then we're gonna have to deal with that. And I can only guess, but I know one thing: it ain't hell. There's no fucking hell. That's stupid. That's just the stupidest idea. Hell was invented for men to control other people through fear, and it's bullshit. And I won't fucking take any other stance on it, to be quite honest. Can't be convinced. Believe me, I've had every fucking preacher and every Christian and every Muslim I met telling me, oh, you gotta be careful because your actions affect the afterlife and all that. And yeah, they do, but they're not gonna send me to hell because I don't fucking say that Jesus Christ is the fucking Lord and Savior of the world. It's not how it's gonna work. Otherwise, the entire country of Japan would be going to hell, even though most of the people in Japan that I met are fucking nicer than I am. So, that's fucked. That's fucked. And yeah, it's quite possible that your mind will just remain, but how? And how will it interact with anything? What is the significance of your mind at that point? Like, it's not just gonna be your mind getting a blowjob. I mean, spoiler warning, I know that much. You're not gonna be sitting there in pure vacation on a beach all the time. It's gonna be much more likely that it will be very similar to dreaming or to being on an extreme acid trip than it is going to be like some heaven situation or hell situation. But even then, even if it's like that, I think there's more to it. Because a trip is just a trip. Nothing really happens. You just realize that your senses aren't all there is in the world. But, like, actually being dead, that's a whole nother thing. And it could be nothing. You could just be nothing. You could just wind up being nothing. That is a possibility. It's one I don't think is going to happen. But it's possible. And that fucking possibility is going to be the last round right here. Sorry. It is possible that that's the case, in which case you're not going to be in any pain either, are you? So, it's not too bad. Nothing isn't that bad. Nobody's complaining if you go to sleep the night before and you didn't have a dream and don't remember anything. So, who knows? Who knows? That's the point. It's certainly not worth arguing about. It's certainly not worth controlling other people and their decisions about. It's not worth doing anything to elicit fear in other people, to try to say you know something that nobody knows. It's just, that kind of shit enrages me. That's it. That's the fucking end of this run. God damn. I could try another one, but I won't make it to the end if I do it. I'd have to stop. I can fucking read some of this shit. Finish this conversation off. Yeah, religion was indeed designed to control people. That's also true. I think, I don't know about guiding them away from the source. It's really just more about getting their money. I think that religion is primarily geared toward. It's also sometimes geared toward mobilizing armies. That's the other thing that religion does. And all of them have done this. It's just been a while since Christianity did it. But uh, it's all about collecting money. That's offering or tithing or whatever the fuck you call it. They get money from the people doing all that stuff and their service, and then also the secondary function is to mobilize armies, which again the Crusades, jihad, all this shit. Like they literally use religion for the reason to go to war because somewhere up at the top, someone who doesn't really believe in the religion understands that people are more likely to throw their life away if they think something better is going to happen to them or their family afterwards. It's fucked. It's what it is. And again, yes, of course, religious groups do a lot of community service. My answer to that is so do I. I do a ton of community service, and I don't fucking have anyone uh, fucking tallying up a score for my ass or fucking asking me for money or asking me to go join an army. I've got my own fucking agenda. I stick to my own shit, and I do that shit. So you do not need to be religious to help other people in your community or to give time to people or money. You just don't need to do that. And you're going to be better off in control of your own community service, I guarantee you this, than doing it in a religious group. Because the religious group is going to take some off the top. They're going to waste time praying during it. They're going to do all kinds of things that end up making the whole process inefficient. And you can do a lot more with your own money, making sure it goes to the right spot, or your own time, even better, making sure you're delivering skills and services to people who need them. So that fucking religious shit, it just drives me fucking crazy, to be honest. And I don't think though that you should just quit being religious if you're religious and you really believe in it.
You
I think you
bitch.
need to fucking examine the situation and make sure that if you truly believe that, like, for example, that Jesus came and saved you and like that all this happened, you need to look at these texts and realize what's fucking going on. This man came in and fucking said that the Jewish religion was wrong and that everybody's forgiven and that there I think that Jesus was saying there's no hell and that I defeated this and uh, I think people misinterpreted and twisted all that shit into trying to control people that there was going to be hell and you had to believe in this and give them all this money. So you can even still take the core concept of Hinduism or Buddhism or Jewish or Christian religion and look at it and see the value in it and reject the bullshit in it. Reject the stoning of gay people. Reject the fucking concepts of hell, and you can still get something out of it. You don't have to necessarily like change your life and give up your core beliefs just to come in line with reality and what I'm saying. You just need to reject all of the evil stuff in it. And you can still get away with having a really good life and not being an asshole. You know? That you bitch just came right in by VDG official with that motherfucking Bezos money, another religion, the religion of Amazon, which I am a fierce subscriber to as far as like I spend a lot of my money shopping on Amazon. So easy. Such a fucking easy thing to do. Yeah, Final Fantasy X shaped my religious views too, dude. Because that was a story about people who were indoctrined into a religion that was fucking fake. It was a fucking sham. The whole thing was fucking, like, totally fake. And nobody saw it coming. I named my daughter after the fucking hero of that game because that game is fucking great. And I hope she doesn't hold it against me. I don't think she will. I don't think she'll have a problem with that. But yeah, well, I don't fucking hate Bezos bucks. Bring them to me. I'll have all of them. I'll take them all off your hands. Off of his hands, actually. They're not on your hands. They're in his hands. Like, I will have all of that. I'm not even going to pretend that I don't want Bezos' money. I'll take as much of it as I can get. And hope is comforting and give gives the people hope. It's self-perpetuating. Yeah. All right. I have to go back to work. I have a meeting in 3 minutes, and I gotta quickly pull up the files that I've gotta review and all that. So, as whack as it is, things are getting better. The overtime has stopped. The emergency is no longer an emergency, so that's fantastic. I still don't know the outcome of all of that effort. It could all be for naught. Evil could win in this case, but I'll let you know if I was successful later too. If I am successful, I'll drink a whole bottle of champagne out of the bottle with no fucking glass. Just straight up chug that shit on the Bite Binge stream. If this ends up resolving in a way that I feel is ethical. But anyway, have a good fucking day, bitch.